Crochet University back with another video. We're going to start with a magic circle. Pay close attention and follow what you see in the video. So you're basically going to start with a chain, a single chain in there in that magic circle so that you can then begin single crocheting directly into that thin piece of yarn. And so I think I did about 6 single crochets. We could count it. I usually start my magic circles with 6 stitches, and then you take this loose string and pull it tight. It takes some time, a little bit of practice to get started with this, but now what we're doing is I'm finishing that with one more single crochet, and now I'm going to join the last and the first single crochet with the slip stitch, is what you just saw. I pulled all the way through. There, that's the slip stitch. I'm sorry, that was the slip stitch, where I dipped my hook in, yarned over, and pulled all the way through until there was one loop on my hook. And now I began working in rounds by starting with a chain, which acts as my first single crochet. And then I go into each single crochet around and single crochet, joining my last and my first single crochet of that row with a slip stitch. So that was my last one. Now, the slip stitch, that's where you see how it was kind of hard for me to go into that last one. That's because there I slip stitched it. That's because it's the last, so that first chain that I just did counts as the first single crochet of this round. So you go into that, when you complete this round, you'll be slip stitching into that. I hope that hasn't confused you guys, but just watch. As you can see, I am single crocheting, which is I go into a stitch, yarn over, pull through. Go in, yarn over, pull through. Go in, yarn over, pull through. Go in, yarn over, pull through. And so that last pull through is going to be 2 loops on your hook. I'm kind of moving fast just to show you guys how you can build on that circle. You can end up with a coaster, or you can end up with a hat. And I will show you all the tricks of making a hat. You know, when you get to the part where you want to put a curve or a bend, we'll graduate to that. But first we have to know how to make a flat circle. And I want you guys to play with, notice this is porous. That's because I'm using a fairly large hook. So the stitches, there's a lot of breathing. You see how the pores are, that there's holes in it. That's because I'm using a thin piece of yarn with a fairly large hook. But this is for demonstration so that you guys can pretty much see how this works. And if you want to work all the way in rounds, you can. You don't have to join it with a slip stitch at the end of a round. You can make it one big round and just keep going. But you want to, so what you see me doing at some point, you're going to see me increasing. Let's see if we can take a look at that. How I keep my circles flat is that I'll crochet twice. Like I'll do 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. Then do 1 single crochet in 1 stitch. And then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So I'm going 2, 1, 2. And you just have to feel it out, because say for example, if I'm just doing one single crochet all the way around, in each single crochet it's going to turn into a ball, it's going to curve, it's not going to stay flat. So I want you guys to practice that. As you can see, look at how flat that is. That's because I was increasing. I started to do 2 single crochets in one stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then 2. So I was doing 2 single crochets, then 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochets, then 1 single crochet, until I got to the end of the round and I joined it with a slip stitch. Now I'm just going into each single crochet, and I switched to a smaller hook just to show you guys how you can create a bend. This is an easy way to create that bend in your circle, to where it starts to curve and it's not that 2-dimensional flat circle. It begins to form a 3-dimensional type shape. You'll see. So I'm going in, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops on my hook. And now look, you see that it bends? It had a bend to it, like a little cup. So then you pull, I'm pulling my yarn out to show you that it's flat again. See? Thanks, guys.